On the news tonight, People's Democratic Party and Labour Party meeting as Inec announces the names of candidates for August governorship election in Osun State. Federal government warns citizens against illegal recruitment into foreign armed conflicts. Benue State government confirms rescue of 9 worshippers who were abducted during a midnight prayer session in Ado local government area. On the foreign scene, hundreds of thousands of people take part in demonstrations around the world against Iranian government. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okoyemuni. The Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec in Osun State, has announced the names of candidates for the August 8, 2026 gubernatorial election in the state. However, the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party have no candidates for the election. A statement by the Public Relations Officer of Inec in Osun, Musa Olurode, revealed that only 14 political parties uploaded details of their candidates after the conclusion of primaries. Inec said the list was released from its headquarters in Abuja after verifying that all submissions met constitutional and regulatory requirements. The Commission noted that copies of each candidate's Form EC9, academic credentials, and other supporting documents will be displayed at its state office and local government offices. It added that the documents will be available for inspection from tomorrow at the state office, all 30 local government area offices, and the area office in Osun State. The governorship election is fixed for August 8, 2026, while political campaigns are slated to kick off on March 11, 2026. In the meantime, ahead of the August 8 governorship election in Osun State, members of the National and State Assemblies elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party in the state have endorsed the Accord Party and its candidate, Governor Ademola Adeleke. In a communique issued at the end of the lawmakers' stakeholders meeting in Osogbo, stated that the endorsement of Governor Adeleke was based on his performance in infrastructure development, workers' welfare, healthcare, education, and democratic stability. It will be recalled that Governor Adeleke defected from the PDP to the Accord Party on December 9, 2025, to seek re-election. The communique, read by the Deputy Senate Minority Leader, Senator Lere Oyewumi, however, stated that the political realignments in the state do not in any way diminish the strength, structure, or grassroots support of the governor and the PDP in the state. The lawmakers also said they passed the vote of confidence in the leadership of the PDP chairman in the state, Sunday BC, the state working committee, and the leadership of the party in all the 30 local governments. The communique also appealed to President Bola Tinubu to intervene in the local government crisis in the state. The lawmakers said they continued withholding of local government allocations due to the state was causing avoidable hardship for teachers, nurses, healthcare workers, local government civil servants, retirees, and traditional institutions at the grassroots. Still in Osun State, a pan-social political organization, the Osun Monitors, has called on President Bola Tinubu to urgently intervene and allow democracy to thrive at the local government level in Osun State. Speaking at the news conference, convener of the Osun Monitors, Prince Jide Akinyoye, noted that the situation across all the local government areas in Osun State is unbelievably disturbing. He condemned a situation where some persons forcefully occupied all local government areas, while bank accounts were fraudulently opened in the name of local government areas without career officers. Prince Akinyoye called on human rights groups and defenders of democracy across the world to look into the actions of the federal government of Nigeria in withholding the allocation of local governments in Osun State since February 2025. Prince Akinyoye also urged the Nigerian Bar Association to take concrete actions to address the blatant disregard for the rule of law as a follow-up to its earlier position on the issue. The Osun Monitors called on all stakeholders to join its call for an end to the impunity and political banditry as a necessity to rescue the people and government of Osun State.
Specifically also urging the Nigeria Bar Association. We are reminding them of we'll make the copy of the letter available to the press. The last paragraph of their letter there are actions that were stated that will be taken against anybody if nothing is changed. Since August 2025, when Nigeria Bar Association, took it as a responsibility to save, to protect our constitution, nothing has changed till then. We are calling the president to do the right thing. We are also calling Nigerian Bar Association to do follow-up, take action. And we are calling the international community. I think that's that. Now, about what the APC or whoever are saying that the funds are there. The funds that they said are there are in account that were fraudulently opened. Because as at that time, we understand that there was no career officer that were working. So when you look at the way the accounts were opened, honestly, it is illegal and nothing but illegal. And these are people's money. So the money is not accessible. It's not accessible by the duly elected chairman. The Osun people voted on 22nd of February 2025. So we all know people that are there. We are not lawyers. The highest, the only legal professional body we know in Nigeria is Nigeria Bar Association. And they brought their view, of which our highly respected Chief Lateef Fagbemi is a member of this NBA.
In other news, the federal government has warned citizens against illegal recruitment into foreign armed conflict, citing rising cases of Nigerians allegedly being lured abroad under false pretenses and forced into combat roles. On February 12th, Ukraine said it discovered the bodies of 2 Nigerians in its Luhansk region who were allegedly fighting on Russia's side in the protracted war. In a statement issued today, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed grave concern over alarming cases of Nigerian citizens being illegally recruited to participate in foreign armed conflicts with promises of lucrative jobs, security work, educational opportunities, and migration incentives, only to be deployed in war zones. The ministry said media investigations and security reports indicate that some Nigerians were misled into signing military service contracts in foreign languages without proper legal guidance. The government said participating in foreign conflicts outside approved governmental frameworks may violate Nigerian and international laws regulating mercenary activities and foreign enlistment. The government said it is engaging domestic and international partners to investigate recruitment networks and raise public awareness about the dangers of such schemes. It said it has also directed Nigerian missions abroad to strengthen consular vigilance and provide timely advisory services to citizens. The ministry urged parents, guardians, community leaders, and educational institutions to sensitize young Nigerians to the risks associated with deceptive foreign recruitment offers. The Benue State government has confirmed the rescue of 9 worshippers who were abducted during a midnight prayer session at St. John Catholic Church in the Ojije area of Utonkon community, Ado local government area. In a statement issued by the governor's technical advisor on media, publicity and strategic communication, Solomon Ayopev, Governor Asint Alia commended security operatives for their swift response. The governor described the rescue as a significant breakthrough. He assured residents that security agencies and local vigilante groups will continue to collaborate to combat kidnapping and prevent future incidents. Staying with security, troops of a joint task force operation Wild Stroke have successfully dislodged the notorious terrorist syndicate operating in Katsina Ala local government area of Benue State, recovering a significant cache of ammunition and other logistics items during the raid operation. The statement said the troops from Sector 1 Operation Wild Stroke acted on credible and actionable intelligence regarding the activities of a notorious bandit leader. Intelligence reports indicated that the criminal kingpin and its associates were operating from a hideout at Mtan village in Utange Council Ward in Katsina Ala local government area. Acting swiftly on the information, the troops advanced to the location and made contact with the armed terrorists. A fierce exchange of gunfire ensued, forcing the terrorists to flee their enclave, and during the subsequent exploitation of the area, troops recovered 2 motorcycles believed to belong to the notorious bandits and several ammunition. Moving on, the non-governmental organization AC, in collaboration with Women Aid Collective WACO, has urged faith leaders to challenge harmful stereotypes and use their influence to promote gender equality while helping to end violence against women and girls. This was stated as the organization held a capacity building training for faith leaders across Osogbo, the Osun State capital, where they were equipped to integrate gender-sensitive messaging into their teachings, advocacy, and daily practice. Here is the report.
This is an important gathering of faith leaders across Osogbo aimed at promoting gender equality through a faith-centered lens and reinforcing the critical role religious institutions play in ending violence against women and girls. Put together by AC in collaboration with Women Aid Collective WACO, the training sought to challenge harmful stereotypes, reinterpret religious texts in positive, empowering ways, and equip participants to integrate gender-sensitive messaging into their teachings. Speaking at the training, the facilitator, Pastor Emmanuel Oguntokpe, emphasized the critical role faith leaders play in shaping social norms and influencing community behavior. According to him, religious institutions remain one of the most trusted and far-reaching platforms for engagement at the grassroots level, making faith leaders strategic partners in the fight against gender-based violence.
The church should be able to always speak the truth, do research about the truth. I'll also train people to be able to implement it. So if you train more people, it means we will have more people going out and reaching out. In the process, we have a cleaner environment.
In her remarks, Programs Officer of AC in Osun State, Praise Agbola, stressed that ending violence against women requires collective responsibility. She said faith leaders are uniquely positioned to challenge stigma and encourage survivors to seek help.
Basically, this is a program bringing church leaders, especially pastors' wives, people like Bible study teachers, people that actually teach people in the church, to engage them on, gender-based violence prevention, response, and all that. A major message would be that we all know that gender-based violence is a crime, and then there's such thing as gender equality and equity, right? So changing that perspective of, oh, this is what a woman can do, and then a woman cannot do what a man can do, or these are the things that women are limited to doing. Because this project actually, as much as it's treating gender-based violence, we are focusing on majorly women and girls.
Participants at the training, including Mrs. Cecilia Adegoke, Pastor Emmanuel Olaniyan, and Mrs. Mosumola Adediwura, expressed appreciation for the initiative, acknowledging the need to reassess long-held assumptions that may unintentionally reinforce inequality. They urged other faith leaders to incorporate messages of gender justice into their weekly sermons and community outreach programs.
As I was telling them at the seat of the training, I started from our fathers in the Lord. They own the pulpit. Let them go to the pulpit and continue sensitization, the awareness. Let them say the true part of the scriptures.
You have to understand one thing in life. When God created the man, he didn't discriminate. We are one in Christ. If you know that, there's nothing like violence in the family. But if, as a man now, I'm thinking that I'm the superior in the house, I'm suppressing my wife, there won't be a peace. If you want a peace, we have to equate ourselves.
It's not good to keep the problem inside the family. It's not good to keep it for anybody. Speak out.
Facilitators at the training guided participants through discussions on gender equity, human rights principles, and the social and psychological impact of violence on survivors. Practical sessions also explored how religious text can be interpreted in ways that affirm women's rights and discourage abuse while maintaining doctrinal integrity.
Former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has asked the Office of a National Security Advisor to clarify why he described as information available to opposition figures regarding the alleged procurement of a toxic chemical substance. In a letter addressed to the National Security Advisor in Abuja, Mr. El-Rufai said he was seeking clarification and reassurance over reports that the office planned to obtain thallium sulfate from abroad. Mr. El-Rufai, who posted a copy of the letter on his official X handle, said that the substance is regarded as dangerous and tightly regulated, expressing the need for transparency. While emphasizing that the request was not made in bad faith, he argued that openness would strengthen trust in public institutions. He further requested continued engagement from the Security Office. The development comes amid a recent attempt by security operatives to arrest Mr. El-Rufai at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Elsewhere, Nigeria has endorsed the proposed institutional reforms of the African Union, throwing its weight behind measures aimed at strengthening peace and security governance on the continent, and endorsement was presented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, who represented President Bola Tinubu at the closed session of the 39th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Senator Shettima also cited deepening democratic institutions and fostering stronger collaboration with international financial institutions and the private sector as a necessity for Africa to become competitive. According to the Vice President, reinforcing governance structures within the AU is critical to addressing persistent security challenges and promoting democratic stability across member states. He also emphasized the importance of building resilient institutions capable of responding effectively to emerging threats while advancing economic transformation. Senator Shettima further underscored the need for stronger partnerships between African governments, global financial institutions, and the private sector to unlock investment opportunities and accelerate inclusive growth. And while Nigeria and Angola have signed a memorandum of understanding waiving visa fees for diplomatic passports of both countries, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, and Angolan Minister of External Relations, Tete Antonio, signed the agreements on the sidelines of the 39th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Mr. Tugar said the agreement has been long coming, noting the importance of government officials to move freely. Mr. Antonio also expressed optimism that the MOU would open the door for wider visa waivers between both countries.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Angola, my brother Antonio, others here present. Well, this is an agreement that has been long in coming. It is very important because it will allow for government officials to move between Nigeria and Angola freely without any hindrances or encumbrances. And this is the very foundation of further strengthening the relationship between Nigeria and Angola, because when government officials move freely, then they create the opportunities for private sector and others to move freely. So our hope and prayer is that in the not too distant future, Nigerians and Angolans will be able to move freely between the countries without any hindrances or encumbrances, because we are truly brothers and sisters. We are our brothers' keepers. It is also very significant that this agreement is being signed here in Addis Ababa, and you will all, well, some of you will not recall, some of you are too young to recall, but the famous speech by our late head of state, Murtala Muhammad, Africa has come of age, which was a turning point in the politics back then of Africa and Angola, was delivered here in Addis Ababa all those many years ago. So I'm very happy that we're signing this agreement here. And very confident that the relationship will only get stronger and stronger. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
A fresh fire outbreak has destroyed shops and goods at Singa Market in Osun State, with the blaze reportedly starting at about 4 p.m. yesterday and continuing to burn late into the night. Emergency responders from the Osun State Fire Service, supported by the Federal Fire Service and some private organizations, battled the inferno for several hours as traders attempted to salvage their goods. The fire affected parts of the market, including the Gidan Gilas section, where shops and property were damaged. Governor Abba Yusuf later visited the scene last night to assess the situation and commended firefighters and security agencies for their response. During the visit, the governor called on the federal government to intervene by providing modern firefighting equipment, including air support and other critical tools, to help contain the fire and prevent future reoccurrences. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has sympathized with traders and residents of Kano following a devastating fire outbreak at Singa Market, ordering a comprehensive investigation into the recurring incidents. The fire, which reportedly started on Saturday evening and raged into Sunday morning, caused extensive damage to the popular food market, destroying goods and leaving many traders counting their losses. In a statement issued on Sunday by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayon Onuga, the president described the incident as tragic and expressed deep concern over the impact on livelihoods. President Tinubu said he had reached out to Governor Abba Yusuf to obtain a first-hand situation report on the disaster. He directed relevant authorities to carry out a thorough investigation into the causes of the repeated fires, stressing that urgent measures must be taken to prevent future occurrences. The president also assured affected traders of the federal government's concern and support as recovery efforts begin. Still to come, NDLEA arrests China-based Nigerian businessman and 2 Angolan citizens as they excrete 236 grams of cocaine. We'll bring you more on this when we return.